Now, breaking news from KXAN News.
New information this afternoon about the investigation into a deadly shooting by an Austin police officer.
Austin City Manager Mark Ott spoke about the officer's use of force just moments ago, and KXAN's Robert Maxwell live at City Hall tonight with this new information.
What they are calling for is a renewed visit by the Department of Justice on a couple of fronts. City Manager Mark Ott wants basically a review of the use of tactics, specifically the use of force policy by the City of Austin as well. He wants a review of APD's community relations tactics or policies. Ott went on to say this decision today in the wake of the Larry Jackson Jr. shooting is not a shot at APD Police Chief Art Acevedo.
I want to be clear that this does not signal any lack of faith in Chief Acevedo, his leadership team, or the men and women of the Austin Police Department. I simply feel that we need an objective set of eyes to come in and help us deal with this issue.
Now, recall in 2007, the Department of Justice was ushered to the city of Austin to look at APD's policies. Several years later, in 2011, they came out with 160 recommendations, the majority of which Assistant Police Chief Manley says were implemented. We'll hear more from Manley coming up at 6. He was also at this news conference, as was Police Monitor Margot Frazier. And by the way, there's no timeline on when DOJ will respond to Mark Ott's request for this review and when they might actually show up here to begin their probe here in the city of Austin. Back to you.
Robert, what kind of reaction are we hearing? Are we hearing reaction from the Austin Police Department, from Chief Acevedo?
We asked Chief Manley, who is in for Chief Acevedo, who's out of town on a personal matter, a family matter, what the chief thought of Mark Ott's invitation to bring back the DOJ. He simply said that the chief welcomed the DOJ's involvement and that they would cooperate very fully. They'd be happy, they say, to augment their policies if that were needed. Back to you.
Robert, thank you so much for that live report. Again, we want to sum up this developing story for you. The City of Austin will ask the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate the police department's use of force policy. All this after a deadly shooting of a man by an officer. That shooting happened on July 26th. Detective Charles Kleinert shot and killed Larry Jackson Jr. It was near 34th Street in Shoal Creek. Well, today, City Manager Mark Ott again said the city would benefit from this outside objective oversight from the Department of Justice in this case.